Okay, today let's try to learn chapter 17 from your social science history. Well, chapter 17 consists of rise of Ahoms, KACHARI kingdoms. Today we'll try to cover these two topics, and in the later class, most probably in the next class, let us see together rise and growth of the kingdom of Manipur, and also we will have a special study or what we call as a case study on King Meidingu Kagemba. Okay, so before we go into the details of this chapter, let us see together some of the important words, because these words will appear in this lesson. Okay, the first one is archaic. Okay, archaic, or so to say. Once again, archaic, very old or old-fashioned. Archaic means very old or old-fashioned. Granary, a storehouse for trash grains. I'm sure you have understood this one. Granary is a place where you can store grains, rice, wheat, etc., etc. Palanquin. Palanquin means a covered litter conveyance carried by 4 or 6 persons. In Manipuri, we call this one as dolai or something like that. No. Principality, a state ruled by a prince. Expeditions, a short trip made especially for exploration or war. Okay, so these are some of the important words to try to learn all this. Okay, let's go to kingdom of Ahoms, okay, Kacharis and Manipur during the time of medieval period. So if you look at this map, the portion that has been shaded in dark blue, this was the kingdom of Ahom during the medieval period. You understand? And to the south of this, we have Manipur kingdom, which has been shaded in green color, and also this red color, okay, or this saffron color, I should say. This is the Kachari kingdom. So these kingdoms were existed during the medieval period. All right, from 14th or 15th century AD. Okay, so today let us take this. First of all, let us see this rise of Ahoms. Ahoms, this Ahom, it was a kingdom founded by a person or founded by a king whose name was Sushengpha. Let us not forget this. Sushengpha, he was Thai or Shan race. He belonged to Thai or Shan race. This Shan, most probably, it was believed that they came from Burma, because today we have this Shan state even in Burma. All right. So I'm sure you have understood. The founder of this Ahom kingdom, whose name was Sushengpha. And if you look at this picture, this was Sushengpha. All right. So if you look at the map, the medieval map of these northeast kingdoms, you will be able to see he established the Hong kingdom with the capital at Charaidio. Okay, Charaidio is the present, it is located in the present Sipsagar district in Assam. Okay, Sipsagar, don't forget that. That was Charaidio. Even today in Sipsagar, you'll be able to see the remnant of the palace of this Ahom kingdom. All right. So during their time, during their rules, the rules of these Ahom kings, the smaller tribes like Morans, Borahis, Bodos, Chutias, Nagas, Kacharis, etc., they were subjugated. Okay, subjugated to this Ahom kingdom, or they were subjugated by these Ahom kings. All right, they were defeated. They have a lot of wars. So when they ruled in this uh, Brahmaputra valley. By 16th century AD, they established a very powerful kingdom in the entire Brahmaputra valley. So 16th century, this Ahom kingdom, they established a very powerful kingdom. So the next king, whose name was Suhungmung. Let us repeat once again, Suhungmung. Okay, he ruled from 1497 to 1539. Okay, so during his time only that he annexed the Chutia kingdom. He fought wars with the Kacharis, and also, most importantly, they also repulsed the Mughals. The Mughals also invaded this Ahom kingdom, especially, most probably during the time of Aurangzeb. But they repulsed the army of these Mughals. Okay, they established good relations with the ruler of Manipur. Okay, so Manipur, they have a good relationship. So in 1537, they sent a royal, they sent royal envoys, ambassadors, so to say, to the court of Kabomba, who was the king of Manipur in 1537. Next, let's see the next king, whose name was Sushengpha. Repeat it again, Sushengpha, 1603 to 1641, right? So they had a conflicts with the Kacharis, as well as the conflict with the Mughals was continued even during his time, during the time of the Sushengpha. Okay, and there was another king whose name was Rajeswara Singh. This was a Hindu name. By the time they have already embraced Hinduism. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. So 1751 to 1769. And one of the remarkable things for Manipuri is that this Rajeswara Singh was the king of this Ahom. He married a Manipuri princess whose name was Kuranga Nayani. Okay, let's repeat again. Kuranga Nayini, or Kuranga Nayini, who was the niece of Raja Jai Singh. Raja Jai Singh was the king of Manipur. So during the time of this Rajeswara, he helped this Manipur, especially to this Raja Jai Singh, when the British occupied some of the places of Manipur. This Rajeswara, he helped the king of Manipur, Jai Singh, to drive out the Burmese from the land of Manipur. All right. So by the time of this Gaurinath, he was also the king of Ahom. The kingdom of this Ahom started to decline. All right. In most probably started from 1780. So there were many factors that led to the decline of this Ahom kingdom, especially during the time of this Gaurinath. There were defects in the administration or administrative system. The administration became bad, okay, and they had a weak military system at the time. And another important rebellion, that is Moa Maria rebellion was there. Okay, they could not control this rebellion, so because of that, this also led to the fault of this, or to the decline of the home kingdom. Even the Burmese invasion, as well as the mighty British invasion was there during the time of this Gaurinath. Okay, so because of that, our home kingdom decline, and their kingdom falls into the hands of other rulers, most probably from to the British. And the next one is KACHARI kingdom. If we look at the map of the western part of Manipur, you might have heard a place called Kashar, you know, Kashari or KACHARI, can say. So that was exactly where the kingdom was located, in and around this. All right. Okay. So Silchar, an area, Karimganj, I think this one is in Assam today. So this area was very popular during the time, or during the existence of this Kashari kingdom. So let's see the history. Earliest inhabitants of Brahmaputra Valley So Kachari were earliest inhabitants. Okay, they were known by different names. Dimasa in the North Kachar Hills, okay, Boro in the Brahmaputra Valley. So today the Boro land you might have heard in the lower Brahmaputra Valley. Okay, so they were the inhabitants of these Kachari kingdoms, and the Manipuris also call them Mayang Thongnang. Let us repeat again, Mayang Thongnang. All right. Okay, so let's see. They extended their territory along the southern bank of Brahmaputra, starting from southern bank of Brahmaputra river and the Dhansiri Valley. Let's repeat again, Dhansiri Valley. That was their kingdom. Okay, so they suffered a lot of defeats in the hands of Ahoms in 1526 as well as in 1536. Most probably it was during the time of Suhungmung, which I have already mentioned to you. Okay, and basically their capital was Dimapur. Okay, I think most of you have seen this Dimapur. Today it is under the state of Nagaland. Okay, just in the border of Assam. But because of the continuous invasion of this Ahom king, they established their capital at Maibong. Maibong is in North Kachar Hills. Understand? So by 1606, there was a king whose name was Satru Daman. Okay, he defeated the Ahoms. This was the first time that they have defeated. So this Satru Daman, he was popular in the history of this Kachari kingdom. Okay, and he also took the title of Pratap Narayan. Don't forget that. Satru Daman and Pratap Narayan, they were only one person. Okay, changed the name of this capital from Maibong into Kirtipur. It happens during the time of 1606. All right. So by 17th century, the Kacharis remained free from the influence of the Ahoms. So after that, the Ahoms never attacked this kingdom. All right. And by 1813, there was a king whose name was Govinda Chandra. Okay. One of his remarkable thing was that he repulsed successfully the invasion of Manipuri king Marjit. Actually, this Manipuri king Marjit, he invaded the Kachari kingdom, but this king, whose name was Govinda Chandra, he repulsed it back. He pushed it back. Okay, so this is the picture of Govinda Chandra. So when Manipur was invaded by the British in 1819, these Manipuri, they fled to the Kachari kingdom. All right, and in return, when the Burmese reached and the British also, they invaded the kingdom. The Burmese invaded this Kachari. Govinda Chandra fled to Sylhet. Okay, so you can see from the map, Sylhet is somewhere to the west of this Kachari kingdom. Okay, which is located at present in Bangladesh. Okay, Sylhet in Assam, and south the help of the British. Not only that, Sylhet was the headquarters of the British army at that time. So the Kachari kingdom came under the influence of the British from that time onwards, right? So most probably later on the British occupied that very kingdom and it came under the dominion of the Britishers. All right. So I think that's all for today. Next class we will study rise and growth of the kingdom of Manipur as well as a special study on Maidingu Khagemba. All right. So I wish you should learn all the notes which I have sent you in your WhatsApp group. Okay, subscribe to my YouTube channel. May God bless you. Thank you so much for participating in this learning.